It's the hottest dish in the streets. It's what everyone's talking about on Facebook.
Twitters and Facebooks and all that stuff.
It's time for Big Tigger's Trending Topics on V103.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for the Trending Topics, Law and Order edition, being brought to you by Icebox Diamond and Jewelry Watches in Buckhead. For the best place to buy, sell, or trade high-quality diamonds, jewelry, and watches, please visit iceboxjewelry.com. Let's get this started with the man whose song just went off. Chris Brown will stay behind bars for more than 1 month. The embattled singer appeared in Los Angeles court yesterday after he was arrested for being kicked out of court-ordered rehab on Friday. The judge explained that his stint in rehab was precautionary to keep him out of trouble before his next hearing.
I'm particularly troubled by the fact that in addition to the non-compliance with their local regulation, that there was a statement that was allegedly made by the defendant during the, quote, morning reflection, where when reading the card, Mr. Brown chose to add his own words to the card stating that, quote, I am good at using guns and knives, unquote.
Well, Chris will return to court for probation hearing on April 23rd. At that time, a judge will make a ruling based on the outcome of his D.C. trial for misdemeanor assault. That trial begins on April 17th. If convicted, Brown can face up to 4 years in prison for violating the terms of his probation on the 2009 Rihanna assault case. So far, it's unclear whether or not Chris will be allowed to leave jail to appear at the D.C. trial. So according to that, in addition to that guns and knives comment, apparently he broke a variety of rules, not subjecting himself to drug testing, having some inadvertent sexual misconduct with either an employee or another member visiting rehab. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to somebody else who's in court these days. That would be the homeboy Kanye West. He will not be prosecuted for battery on the photog because he struck a deal to make the case go away. He pled no contest to misdemeanor battery. The city attorney did not make him plead guilty, so there's no admission of guilt in return for the no contest plea. The attempted grand theft charge has been dismissed. He's been placed on 24 months, that's 2 years, informal probation, meaning he just has to stay out of trouble. But we know how that can turn up. At the end of 24 months, assuming he hasn't violated probation, the conviction will almost certainly be erased from the record. He also agreed to 24 private therapy sessions for anger management. That should do him some good. Kanye also agreed to complete 250 hours of community service and agreed to stay clear of the photog in question. He had to pay for the damage to the photog's equipment and any medical bills he incurred. And last but not least, his soon-to-be mom-in-law is allegedly being extorted for an alleged sex tape. Somebody's trying to hit up Kris Jenner saying that they have to be in possession of a sex tape starring the momager. I don't know if I want to see that at all. Anyway. See, this person has called Chris's personal cell phone 100 times in 3 days. On 25 times it's on Sunday, and appears to be stalking her. Apparently, she thinks he's following her. She went out to eat and then got a text from him saying, "Are you enjoying the restaurant?" Wow. That's kind of freaky. So they've contacted the proper authorities, beefed up security, and Chris alleges there is no such said sex tape. But if there is, I'm sure we'll see it, or maybe we won't. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if we didn't. Thank you for tuning into the Trending Topics, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You missed any part of this conversation, head on over to V-103.com where you can not only listen to it in its entirety, you can also see my Please Don't Show Me Anything with Kris Jenner naked on it face. 3 things you need to know up next on V103.